I didn't expect much whenever I started this walking challenge, but by the end of the week, I had lost 10.6 pounds. And that really shocked me. And what I learned throughout this process, and it's not all good, is probably going to change how I approach fat loss forever for my clients and definitely for myself. So the first thing that I learned, and it's definitely I mean, I already knew this, but the first thing that I like really experienced and felt, and it's definitely a good thing, was the underrated combo of eating more and moving more. So imagine like a lion. You've seen lions, right? On National Geographic or whatever. They're ripped. They're actually pretty shredded, usually. I mean, maybe sometimes they fatten up. I'm not sure how a lion lives life, but they're pretty ripped from what I've seen. They got a lot of muscle. They're one of the strongest animals in the animal kingdom, and they eat a lot. When they eat, they feast. Maybe there's sometimes are famine, and other times are feast. I'm not sure, but they also move a lot. They move a ton, and so that I know that we're not lions, but that concept kind of reminded me of what this point is that by picking up your calories, you're not going to lose weight by picking up your calories. That is just false. People have fought me on that. It is false. You're not just going to eat more and start losing more because you're in starvation mode or something like that. But a common thing that can happen, I don't think it usually does, but something that can happen is you pick up your calories and therefore you feel better and you way pick up your movement. And for me, sorry if that shocked you on the mic there. For me, that definitely happened by increasing my calories. I only increased them by like 250 per day. But I drastically, if you haven't seen the challenge video, it's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 videos back, 25,000 steps a day. I drastically increased my movement. Now, that was a challenge. I'm not saying that's something you should do all the time, but it was interesting how much weight I lost. It was just crazy. Studies also show that this approach works. If you look into the research, which, you could just take my word for it if you wanted to, as I promise I'm not lying to you, there are studies that have tried to just cut calories, just increase movement, or increase calories and increase movement, and the people that ate more and moved more had better results in the end. I don't think it's anything magical about the calorie manipulation or anything that like that. It's just that you feel better. You're eating more. You're more satisfied. You're more likely to stick with it. And sticking with it, that is what is going to bring you success. So the next point is that more steps does not equal more fat loss. Now, on a literal level, it does. If you're able to move a ton, you are not going to suffer in terms of losing fat. Okay, so moving more will help you lose weight. Walking is very sustainable, but walking too much is not sustainable. And in the end, I promise, a person who tries to walk 25,000 steps a day, if that's nowhere near their realm of like normalcy, is going to end up failing. What this reminds me of whenever I was doing my research for this video is Netflix. It was a really good example. Netflix started out fire, and they're still cool. And now, although they come out with fire stuff every once in a while, go on Netflix and like it's a process. Like it takes effort to find something of quality because they're pumping out so much garbage crap. It's just the volume of stuff has gone up, but the quality has gone down. And although the quality of your steps doesn't necessarily fall, the quality of your life totally falls whenever you are taking so many steps. And so then you're just going for a number. And that was something that is not sustainable, not something I would coach anyone on, and something that I really didn't like. For me, my comfort level is somewhere around 14,000. That's where I get my, my steps up to all the time. I think right now I'm only at like 8, but I still have classes at the gym tonight, and I haven't even done my walk yet. So I'll probably end up somewhere around 14 to 16 today. 20,000 is where I really start to feel it, like in my feet. And then repetitive days of that, of 20,000, it doesn't feel good at all. So 25,000 really sucked. My tip for this one, and for me, going through what I did with 25,000 steps, what I learned from that is find where you're comfortable, but it's a little bit challenging, and make that a non-negotiable. Hit that every single day. The last thing that I'll speak into a little bit here is that I was smaller for sure, and I felt smaller and I felt weaker. So not just smaller in a good way. So these are what I use for my resistance training right now. I have been loving it. Maybe I'll set it up and actually show you a couple reps real quick, because it's just interesting, like how hard you can make this is incredible, but how easy you can make it is pretty cool too. So I just have them hung up here in my garage. But so lifting was definitely getting that many steps. I couldn't lift, not nearly as much as I wanted to. And resistance training is what makes me feel like I have shape. It's what makes me feel like I have, you know, pride in the weight that I have lost, to kind of show off what is under that. And I really wasn't able to do that very well whenever I was walking that many steps. So lifting is definitely important. So variety is something that is super important to me. It might not be to you, and I don't think variety is needed. I think if a person loves cycling and they love doing, the same program, and they keep improving in the same program they're doing in the gym, if they're lifting and cycling and that's all they ever want to do, I think that would be totally fine. I don't think you need to shock the body and change it up all the time. But for me, it was pretty important to get that variety. If you want to see the challenge that I'm referencing, I'll put it right here, the 25,000. I go into more depth and some more helpful content there to show you what increasing your steps might look like. It is actually very helpful, maybe not for 25,000 steps, but for something that is, increasing your steps from wherever your baseline is.